Hello and salut everybody. Question of the day is, have you read the Bible? Welcome back to my channel, Next Quarantine Survival Gear. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe below, share this video, like, and also check out the rest of my videos. Thank you very much for your support. So yes, my question is, have you read the Bible or do you read the Bible? I am asking this question because I've seen a lot of messages, a lot of videos going around, people telling you what they believe or what you should believe, what they've taken out of the Bible, how they believe it, how they understand it. And the latest one that I have listened to was the fact that our belief for the return of Jesus, it said it's fake, it's made up. That is not, we shouldn't believe the return. We shouldn't wait for the return of Jesus. So, and I was talking to a friend of mine. She confessed to me that she missed going to church, listening to the word of God. And that conversation led her to tell me that she doesn't read the Bible. She has not read the Bible. And I know a lot of people have not read the Bible, do not read the Bible for one reason or another. Whatever your reason is, I am here today to invite you, to encourage you, to tell you that this year of 2021, I just want us to read the Bible. I want to tell you that it's really important that we incorporate reading the Bible in our lives. Because remember, in Matthew 4, verse 4, Jesus said, "A man cannot live by bread alone, but every word of God." Just like we feed our physical body and get strength, we have to feed our soul and spirit with the word of God. Otherwise, we will be vulnerable to fall into any temptation. And we will be weak. Our spirit and soul will be weak. So it is important that we feed our spirit and soul with the word of God. We can't just do it occasionally at church. We can't just wait and listen to other people tell us what the word said. We have to feed our own body just like we feed ourselves. Our physical body, we have to feed our spirit and soul ourselves with the word of God by reading the Bible. So I want to invite you. If you don't read the Bible, if you haven't read it, if it's been too long since you read it, for whatever your reason, please join me so that you can incorporate the Bible, reading the Bible in your life. Because God given us the ability to read, to hear, to make decision, to make judgment, to know wrong and right, to know bad and evil, good and evil, I should say. He given us this opportunity for us to be able to do this ourselves and not let other people tell us what to do. I understand that sometimes we have to rely on our preachers for them to explain certain portions, certain part of the Bible for us, which is normal. They went to school for it. They study for it. That's normal. But in general, in everyday life, we have to read the Bible. We have to know what God said, what the word of God said ourselves. Because God made us to be our own spiritual leaders for ourselves and our family and children. So if we know this, we know the Bible, we incorporate this Bible in our lives, we will be able to lead, to raise and lead and guide our children in God's words, according to God's words. And lead them and help them grow to do the same. So I am telling you, I am encouraging you, inviting you. If you have not already, I beg you to please incorporate reading the Bible in your life. It's a lot of things that are going on right now. Confusion. A lot of confusion about what to believe and what not to believe. And if we're not feeding our spirit and souls with the word of God and know it for ourselves, we will fall into a temptation. So if we do that, we have to do that to stand our ground, to know what to believe and what to stand for. We need to know whether we're on the right path or not by reading the Bible ourselves to know what it says. Don't wait for somebody to tell you. We can stand up and say, no, you cannot lead me into a temptation. I know what the word said. Remember in Luke 4, verse 1 through 13, when Satan tempted Jesus, he used the word of God to tempt him 4 times. And what did Jesus say? Jesus said, it is written. Jesus used the word of God, the rest of the word of God to respond to him, to tell him that no, You cannot use certain part of my own Father's word to tempt me, to trick me. No, I know the rest of the words. It is also written that I shouldn't do this. So you see, Satan, demon, enemies, they will use the word of God to lead you astray, to tempt you to fall into temptation, to fall into sins, to fall into things that you shouldn't fall into if we don't know it. If your spirit, if you don't feed your spirit, if you don't know and stand your ground, it will be easy. You'll be vulnerable to fall into temptation. So when you read the word of God, you know what it says. You can stand up and say, it is also written. You cannot trick me. I know what God said. I know what the word said. So I am inviting you to please join me. If you haven't, for whatever reason, join me. The only thing I asked, somebody told me that they don't understand the Bible. What I'm asking, before you read the Bible, pray. Because it's not just any other book. Pray for God to give you spirit revelation, spirit knowledge, spirit wisdom, spirit understanding. For you to understand his words, to know what he says, to follow it, to help you submit to his will, to his words. So that's all we need to do. Just pray and ask him to lead us and guide us, to help us understand. So will you join me? Will you join me so that we can incorporate reading the Bible in our lives, in our children's life, in our family's life, so that we can know and know God's mercy, God's kindness, God's meekness, God's peace, God's mercy and blessings and forgiveness upon our lives, and in turn do the same in our lives so that we can love more, we can be more acceptable, we can be more at peace with one another, in harmony, in love, so we can be the better version of ourselves. Will you join me? Will you? Please share this video with every single person. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also check out the rest of my videos. And please stay safe and blessed and happy reading. Happy reading. Thank you very much.